La Funda Podcast. 5 La Funda Podcast. 5 La Funda Podcast.
Bienvenido a mi canal, La Funda Podcast. Ustedes saben que estamos aquí activos. Lamentablemente estamos tirando cositas chin a chin. No lo estamos haciendo como antes porque la agenda del loco está busy. Entonces, con calma, pero nunca me voy a dejar de esta vaina. Um, I was just saying that, lately I've been doing podcasts, little by little. I haven't been doing them like I used to do them before. Like, every 3 days I was throwing out a content. But I decided to slow down a little bit because the agenda's crazy, and I need time for myself. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm up there. I'm up there. Thank God, and thank all my followers, everybody who respects that what I'm doing. Um, I actually marked 2 years already doing this last month. Yeah, in April. I remember I started April. Um, like, share, subscribe, comment. Send it to your peoples. Let's keep this going. Um, Today I want to start off. I want to start off right away. You guys already know. I say something. I say something. I don't play that. Diddy. Diddy right now. His 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 trial is looking kind of iffy because there were 4 victims who stepped up, to talk about whatever happened, and these 4 victims, when everything went down, they were there. They were there. They were there. They were there. And now, all of a sudden, when the case is like getting real deeper, they can't they can't get into contact with one of the victims, who is one of the key victims, which is which is big on the case. You know what I mean? When you have victims in a case, and all of a sudden one is hiding, or not saying anything anymore, the case get scrambled a little bit. So in this case, if that fourth victim shows up and there's enough evidence for everything that went down, everything he's being charged with, Diddy can be looking at 15. He could be looking at about 15 years, or he maybe even sentenced to life, which is which is kind of whack. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say which is kind of whack, but it's I don't. They say that you don't wish jail time on your, maybe on your worst enemy. But in this case, it's crazy to me because I said it before. Like, if you follow me on TikTok, like, I started the story there. I did a few podcasts about it when everything started hitting the fan. Um, but it's just it's wild to me because the thing is that, can this like really be life? Like, you can be making all this money, you one of the famous person in the world, not only because of music. You know what I mean? It's different things that he does or did, because right now he's on pause. But it's like your own liquor, um, I think there was like two bottles, two different type of liquors. I think it was a vodka and a tequila. Um, had his own nightclubs, had his own singing groups, his own show, his own brand for clothing. It's like how do you put yourself into something like that and really think in your head? Now, I'm just saying, yeah, I know there were victims that came out and spoke about it, you know, and I'm only talking what I hear, you know what I mean? They still haven't hit the evidence, but my thing is that if it did happen, how can you sit there and 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 do parties like that? You know what I mean? And make people do this and the third. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, some people be having like crazy parties and getting mollied out and and doing this and the third or whatever. But it's because like there's a big percent where it's just like we all cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just random people doing this and the third over there, making videos over here in a room, you know, doing the cha cha dance. You know what I mean? Together. You know what I'm talking about? Giving people stuff. You know what I mean? So they can you know do these type of things and not know the next day what the hell happened. It's just like it's crazy. Like how can you do that? Like I said in the beginning, like you could have invited certain friends that you really fuck with, but you know that comes with don't invite nobody else to come through. You know what I mean? But it just became a anybody come through, and soon as that video with Cassie came out, that's it. It was over. It was over. Mind you, that had nothing to do with no baby oil, no drugs. That had nothing to do with that. But since they seen that this man is an abuser, even if he gave some of these people some money to stay quiet, you know what I mean? Even if he gave some people some money to stay quiet about it and not talk about it ever, they got tired. They're like, all right, word, this came out, so now I'm gonna start talking. I want more money now. It's like I said, it sucks. It sucks that that he's going through this great ass life, and it's like anything can happen in the world, but when something like that happens to a person who you know is out there, showing love to the world, and making people like think that he's a saint. You know what I mean? Like, and look, it's wild. It's wild, but he got court coming up, so we'll see what happens. They need that last victim because if not, Diddy can easily walk out. He can easily walk out. Maybe not, right there and then. You feel me? They'll probably make him do some time for something, but I don't know. I don't know. But let's move on to the next. Yo, was y'all watching? Was y'all watching this little thing that's going on with Benzino and 50 Cent? We all know that 50 likes to post a lot of things, and 50 like to come at people like he pause like he's what I mean, starting shit. But I guess 50 started throwing out some you know some things that bothered Benzino. I guess 50 was talking about you know Benzino's nephew and Benzino himself, whatever it is. So Benzino started getting open. He was like, "Ah, you want to talk about us? We're gonna talk." And he started saying things, about 50. Um, it was something. There was something about. There was something about. He was saying that when 50 got shot 9 times, he got shot nine times. 50 didn't do nothing about it. He left it just like that. So Benzino was coming at him like, "Yo, you think you hot? You know what I mean? You think you Mr. Tough Guy? Like I'm tired of you, man. Like you done got poked up before. I done helped you. You did nothing about it. Got shot 9 times. You did nothing about it, and you still tend to still talk trash." So I guess Benzino called him out to the ring, and he said, "Yo, 50, I want to beat your ass. Let's get into the ring for some money." You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like 50 and Benzino in the ring. It's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. Benzino, you know what I mean? Like Benzino's jack. Pause. Like and 50's another one too. Pause. But I don't know who's faster in the ring. Who's fast? Who do you guys think will be faster in the ring? Who got more motion? Pause. All this fucking pause, but unfortunately, this is what I'm talking. The way I'm talking. Um, Benzino's like 60. 50 is like 47, 48, 49, something like that. I don't know who do y'all got? Who do you think will take that match? And I don't think it would just be like moving around, running around in the ring. Like I think like there'll be some punches. You feel me? But I don't know. I don't know. Benzino says that 50's tall for nothing. That he's a sloppy dude. He's strong for nothing. So I don't know. That'd be a good match. That'd be a good match. But y'all gotta see all that trash talk that's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, like, share, subscribe. You know, follow me on my TikTok page. Follow me on my Instagram. We gonna keep going up. Like I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been like hitting me up, like, "Yo, like, damn, what's going on, bro? Like, you're not letting content go like you used to." And honestly, that helps me out a lot. You feel me? Because when I first started, I'm not gonna tell y'all my story. Like, if you guys want to see the whole story of how everything started, like, go back a few videos and I did like a little small documentary about it. Not a documentary, but like I did like different like clips of how it all started. But it helps me out a lot because that shows me that people that people care. Like I got people from the radio station that say to me like, "Yo, like I be watching your joint, bro, but you gotta pause, but you gotta keep going. Like you started off good, like don't fall off. You know what I mean?" So clearly, clearly, you know, I got the potential. You feel me? Um, I like doing this. I like it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna stop, even if I'm letting out content once a month or once every 2 months, but I'm gonna keep bringing. I'm gonna keep bringing. I'm gonna keep bringing. You know what I mean? Different type of content. You guys know that. I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna stop. Um, big shout out. Big shout out to my dog Yomel El Meloso. Yomel El Meloso. He's a Dominican artist, born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Um, he he started doing like freestyles. You know what I mean? Like in little studios, but he wasn't like, how can I say, like he wasn't something that people were really looking at. Like they really wasn't paying attention to him. But he started doing different things that artists weren't doing, and it was just like posting like different videos of him freestyling. Mind you, with those freestyles. As time went by, he took them freestyles and he made them songs. And today, those freestyles that turn into songs have millions of views. And he's a rapper too. Like he's like he's nasty. You feel me? And now it's not easy. A lot of artists from the Dominican Republic that want to step into the dream of getting to know American artists, getting to know big DJs, plugs. You know what I mean? It's a dream. You know, some of I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them that they dream with that. They say I want to make music. Once they start making music, little by little, they're like now I want to work for my visa so I can make it to the United States, so I can get plugged into different artists, different type of music. You know what I mean? And Jomel was one of them. Jomel started off with El Alfa. You know, um, and because of El Alfa, Jomel has got to meet a whole lot of people. You know what I mean? Right now, Jomel Meloso, he's messing with the family of Hot Tolerance. You feel me? He's with the High Tolerance family, so you already know that's something big already. You feel me? Chilling with Rick Ross, um, making music with Jim Jones. That's tough. That's tough. With French Montana. Next thing you know, who knows? He'll probably be making music with Max B when Max B come home. But we gonna talk about that in a minute. Um, but yeah, Joe Meloso, congratulations, bro. That's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. Um, yeah, moving on to the next. Like I said, shout out to Jumel also, my dog. He knows what's up. Another big shout out to Jodedor Frío and my Jimbazo. Man, I'm telling you, Jodedor Frío is doing something different. He's not playing. Like I'm talking about Jodedor come from the real trenches. Like Jodedor, man. Like, come on, dog. You already know what I'm talking about, bro. Um, he's a real mud baby. He's a real mud baby. Like my dog, he just let out his new mixtape. It's called Jodedor Frío. Y'all can look it up at every platform. I got mine on iTunes, but I'm telling y'all, my doggy came wild, spitting flame right away, right away. You feel me? Big shout out to you, dog. You keep going, keep going. I'm telling you, man. You got Massachusetts up there, man. First it was Millie, now it's gonna be you, man. I'm telling you, now it's gonna be you, bro. Keep that shit moving. Young hitter too, man. He's another one. Big shout out, man, to y'all. Um, yeah. So how I mentioned about Max B or whatever. Um, Max B, he did a crazy bid. Well, still doing the bid, but got hit with a crazy bid. Um, to this day, people still jack his music. You feel me? For the respect of it, you know what I mean? Because Max B was and still is something different in the game, and he knows that, and a lot of people know that. Um, Max B's actually coming home. He's coming home pretty soon. 2026. 2026 he'll be home. I think in November he's coming home, if I'm not mistaken. I know that he's dropping that new Domain 7. That's gonna be wild. The Joker. That's gonna be wild. Whoever knows Max B music, you guys already know this is gonna be something different. Like this, whatever that man got up his sleeve, it's about to be over, over. And y'all already see that mad artists. Like I'm talking about half of the industry, like maybe even more, that are part of the rap game and the hip hop game. Like they all like talking about free Max B. When you get home, it's gonna, we making straight music. You feel me? I'm telling you, man, Max is gonna be different. I can't wait till that man come out. He's gonna be so different. But yeah, free Max B. Keep follow him on his on Instagram so you guys can see, his stories and stuff and see what's going on with him. But yeah, that man coming home soon. Man coming home soon. Jada Kids can't wait for him to come home. Styles P can't wait for him to come home. Frenchie can't wait to come home, and they best friends, him and Frenchie. And I think right after Domain 7, him and Frenchie are gonna come back with the mac and cheese, and that's gonna be, oh my god, I don't even want to think about it. That's just gonna be crazy. Oh man. Um. All right, so I'm gonna finish off with this right here. Um. But before I finish, I want to say thank you to everybody who's, like I said, who's always watching and who's always showing the love. That ass, I really appreciate it. All right, so you guys know with the whole situation with Kendrick and Drake, with that whole back and forth thing, whose album's better, who did this and the third, blah blah blah. Um, I was seeing that 9 out of 10 songs that Kendrick has, all them joints get played in LA. All of them. All of them. Kendrick has really sparked in the industry. He's really sparked because we're talking about the only artist in Los Angeles, or only artist in Los Angeles to ever do something like this. Not Snoop Dogg, not Tupac, not nobody. Respectfully, you feel me? Because we talking about big dogs too. You know what I mean? Um, Legend. But for Kendrick to cut, to be the only artist from LA to do something like that, that's big. That's big. You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you, he wasn't even fighting for things like that. He was just making music because he's just so nasty with it. He didn't say, "I want to make these songs. I'm gonna make sure that they're the best songs in LA, and I'm gonna be the only artist, you know, out here to ever do this." Nah, he did it because he knows what he's capable of. Feel me? We want rhymes. You know what I mean? We want rhymes. We want songs. You know what I mean? It's none of that. Like sometimes I just be hearing like some weird raps, and I'm like, bro, like somebody really let you in the studio to do that, or did you really pay somebody to do that? It's wild. It's wild. It's a wild world, man. A lot of these artists getting all this money and doing some whack ass music on Mama. I ain't even playing. You got the females right now, you know, doing the thing right now. The females are really spitting shit. Like they not talking about all this weird stuff. They really spitting shit. Especially those those two Spanish artists, female artists from New York. You know, you got Jeesley, she's a beast. She spit that Spanglish. She's nasty. She's nasty. Like It's not no. What the hell is she? Why is she a rapper for? Nah, Queen Parker too. Like she's another one. You feel me? The females is really doing it, and that's why I said that when Max B come home, the rap is gonna change. It's not gonna be that that weird shit. It's gonna be rhymes and real songs, and that's what we really want. That's what we need those days back. We need those days back. The locks type of rap. You know what I mean? Fucking Jay-Z type of rap. Eminem type of rap. Shit like that. We need that back. So some artists are still doing it, but people are not really listening to because right now what's popping right now is all that other stuff. You know, like when I hear my song, my son hearing to all these, what I mean, weird ass songs, and I'm like, yeah, see, they got the little kids listening to this, man. This ain't it. This ain't it. But y'all already know, man. I appreciate y'all for watching, for tuning in. We're gonna keep making more content. I promise y'all. Follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, like, share, subscribe, and you guys already know. Este es la Funda Podcast sin corte.
La Funda Podcast. Sin corte.